up, guys?
Howdy, brothers.
Welcome back to a little bit of a delayed episode.
We're a little late.
Of Whiskey and Water.
We are so happy to be here, though, even though we're late.
Better late than never.
That's on episodes. That's on periods. That's on
Traveling out of the country.
That's what I'm saying.
But here we are, and we have a fun episode for you guys. I don't remember if we did this last year. I know we did it the years before, but usually around this time of the year, it is both of our birthdays, and we have dedicated, in the past, we've dedicated full episodes to talking about our birthdays and the past year of our lives, what we've learned, what we're working on, what our goals are, what goals we accomplished from last year. So we are going to give you a Jess birthday episode this week.
You love to see it. In true Libra fashion, an entire episode dedicated to me.
Love it.
Is my favorite thing.
Love it.
I look forward to my birthday for this reason only.
But before we get into that, we obviously have some ketchup, squirt, squirt for you guys. Also, if you don't know the reference, squirt, squirt, you are not an OG. Not me calling out Laura.
Yeah. And that being said, I've never liked it.
I mean, I don't love it, but it's like I can't not say it. It's like an intrusive thought that I like have to say.
Because ketchup.
Like we're
Do you guys
catching
get it?
up, so we call it ketchup. Like
Squirt, squirt.
mustard, ketchup.
Bottle.
Squirt. Okay.
Ew.
I mean, I didn't think I'd have to break it down for you guys, but here I am.
Don't you yell at them. Don't you yell
I didn't think
at
I'd have to mansplain it.
They're like, we fucking get it. It's not that fucking deep.
We're not dumb. Okay, let's get into our ketchup squirt. Do you want to kick us off, brother?
Yes.
Okay.
So Olivia left me for 2 weeks. Left me just high and dry. I've been here by myself. She was in Barcelona living her best Mamma Mia life with her mother.
You know they call it Barcelona?
Yeah.
Barcelona.
Barcelona. Yeah.
And then
It's like Ibiza.
Yeah. And then when I was there, I was saying gracias and other people were saying gracias. I was like, I can't. I'm sorry.
Don't you disrespect their culture.
I'm going to look like an American, but I can't get myself to say it. Gracias. Okay.
That's
continue.
so interesting.
I know, right?
But yeah, so I've been here. I celebrated my birthday.
I've been here dwindling away into nothing.
It's like that SpongeBob meme. It's like, what do you do while you wait for me to get, or what do you do during the day when I'm at work? Wait for you to get home. that was
just
me.
withering away at home. Okay, sorry.
But celebrated my birthday, which was super fun. Just did a really casual little outing here in Fort Lauderdale, and then spent my actual birthday hugging the toilet.
It's so fun.
In true whiskey fashion.
Yes.
What else has been going on?
She's getting back to her roots, brother.
Yeah. Just you never say I don't know where I came from.
Yeah.
It's hugging the toilet. But other than that, Liv and I, even given the physical distance, have been grinding the fuck away. Like, guys, I hate to say it, but heads down.
Heads
grinding.
Down. We really put our heads down.
Like, never not working.
We were in the thick of it.
You guys know how we always say to take breaks and don't get burnt out. Balance.
Mental health comes before anything.
We were not practicing what we preached.
We were very what's the word?
Unwell.
Unwell, and what's the word when you're hypocritical? We were hypocrites last week
100%.
because,
and we'll accept that.
Yeah, we were full on. Sometimes you just have to put your head down and grind. And then, last week was one of those times because we were building out the course material, and we made a course in 3 weeks, dead ass.
Well, I mean, yes, but it's also the culmination of months and months. We did the course material. We had 4 or 5 back-to-back 4-hour meetings.
And this is when I was in Barcelona, and there was a 6-hour difference.
Meetings.
So I was going out, being a fucking tourist, going to all these attractions, coming home, peeing and hopping onto these meetings and staying on until 12 at night.
1 a.m.
And then I would try to go to sleep and I would toss in bed for hours. It was really fun. I actually never got adjusted to the time. So pro tip, just don't adjust.
Just work.
Just work.
Just capitalism things.
Yeah, I mean, as hard as it was also cool because I was able to leave for 2 weeks and not get behind on stuff and not feel like anyone had to pick up my slack. So, you know, there's pros and cons to it. But yeah, we've been grinding. We've been going through it, and in the best way possible, because we're so excited to finally share this with you guys next week. And we just, I don't know, I like in my gratitude journal that I've been doing. Also, if you want to join my journal club, never too late. I have been writing like I'm so thankful for the inspiration and like
same.
feeling inspired, because, you know, like we get bouts of inspiration with mood and with a podcast.
Not me literally journaling that I was manifesting more inspiration because it's been feeling so good.
Yeah, as hard as it is, like bandwidth wise, and it's exhausting, it does feel so good to feel so inspired and so excited again about something, to feel alive again. But yeah, that's what we've been working on.
Yeah, and it really has felt so good. And I think my main concern with the entire course was like being worried that like there wouldn't be enough value, or that it wouldn't be like done to like the standard that I know that we wanted it at. But like after going through everything, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so like educational, so informational. There's so much value in it. And I'm just really, really stoked to see it like finally come to fruition.
Yeah, so excited. Other than that, I did go to Barcelona for 2 weeks. So fun. Lots of cute dogs, lots of cute men. And it was really good for me and my mom, honestly, to have that time and bond together. I do feel like I walked away from our relationship like with a different outlook, which I'm really happy about, because that's something, you know, mother-daughter dynamics are complicated. And if you spend 2 weeks straight with your mom and no one else, like things are bound to come up. But I don't know. I feel really good, and we enjoyed each other's company. We had a lot of fun. We laughed a lot and ate really good food. So yeah, I'm very happy about that.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I'm happy I went.
You guys needed that.
Yeah, it was great. And I kind of just like appreciate her, I think, a little more now, and see her more as a person than my mom, you know, which is really special. So yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend. I'm very happy to be home. I missed my dog and my bed and Tyler very much. And I'm also and Jess. And I'm also just so thankful that I have a home that I look forward to coming back to, you know, from a vacation. Like that's such a blessing. And I don't take that for granted at all.
Yeah. It's so special to like really value your home and like love being here, and not just like be like yearning for the next escape always.
Totally. And like to be on vacation and like look forward to coming home, because that's also a not vacation, but like it's like vacation is a state of mind. It really is. Honestly, I would consider getting that tattooed.
I would
because
too.
I truly love it. And yeah, it's almost like maybe vacation wasn't the right word in that sentence, but like
paradise.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Like going on vacation and being in all these beautiful places, like that's heaven. But for me, like being home is also heaven. And that's like such a blessing.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
So sweet. I'm also on day 37 of 75.
Yay!
So I am just
that's like halfway, right?
A day shy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
Yeah.
So fun.
That's really crazy.
And how has it, I guess we'll like get into it for the thick of the episode, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, we'll save it for you guys, because before that, we have our pro tip.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my pro tip is actually, I was listening to a podcast, and I don't know, I came across this creator who all her content was like balanced life, blah, blah, blah. She had a podcast. I was like, fun. And it's rare that I like find new creators and I get to like deep dive into them the way I think some people do that with us and our projects we have going on. So I was excited, and I listened to one of her podcasts about morning routines, and she gave a great tip. And she was like, I think people try to accomplish too much in the mornings. So what she suggested was writing down a list of like 10 things that you ideally would like to get done in the morning. And then instead of trying to do all 10 things every morning, pick 2 of those things every morning to do, so that it's one, not feeling so much like a routine, like mundane. And also you get to do all those things just at different points of the week. So like, you know, if it's going for a walk and taking a shower, like just pick those 2 things so it seems more bite-sized and not so like overwhelmed. I'm gonna try this. I haven't tried it yet, but I am constantly trying to work on establishing a morning routine. I think this would be really helpful. She also, this is a double pro tip. She also said making a list of high energy mornings and low energy mornings, which is like so smart because sometimes you wake up and you don't want to do like that long list of things that require a lot of energy. Like sometimes you wake up more tired. So I think that's a great thing too, is like creating maybe 2 different lists for high energy tasks and low energy tasks.
Love that.
Yeah.
My toxic trait is that I would pick low energy every morning.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I don't wake up with high energy.
I'm not high energy. Okay, my pro tip is something that I've seen on TikTok a lot recently that's really been like sticking with me. And it's that you should not be having caffeine as Liv is literally swallowing her coffee. 1, you shouldn't be having it on an empty stomach. And you also should not be having it within like the first 2 hours of like when you wake up. And that's something that I've always kind of naturally done because it's never felt right to me to like put coffee on an empty stomach or to have it like first thing in the morning because I don't know. I like to like let my like natural body like feel itself out first before I decide how much like caffeine I'm putting in it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I actually do have high energy levels. I'm just bullshitting. So yeah. And I've just been reading a lot and seeing, you know, all of these different like things about how it's not good for you, not good for your gut, not good for your like circadian rhythm. So yeah, that's my little pro tip for my little caffeine addicts. Because I know you fuckers are downing it over there.
Which is crazy because people wake up and before they take a shit, they make their cup of coffee because like they need it to wake up.
No.
So yeah,
and that's no hate to all of you. We're just looking out for your sleep cycle and for your gut.
Yeah.
Me, says the person who fucking drank 12 tequila shots this weekend.
Wait, I have another pro tip. Instead of saying I saw it on TikTok, you say I read an article. Instead of saying like, oh, I saw a TikTok about how you shouldn't drink, you say, oh, I read an article about how you shouldn't drink coffee on an empty stomach, and you just sound smarter.
That's what we call lying. What are you talking about?
Pro tip, lie.
Hey guys, instead of saying I dropped out of college, just say I finished college.
Just say I graduated from Harvard.
I graduated with honors. Lives like life hack, guys. Just fucking lie.
Just lie your entire life away.
Guys, you know how we always say fake it till you make it? This is what we mean.
We meant it. Like, that's the only way you're going to get anywhere in life.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I saw a TikTok about it.
You read an article about it.
I literally did. Okay.
Oh my God, I can't.
We're moving on.
All right. So as I've kind of briefed you guys recently, this past year has been a lot. It's been really challenging.
Okay, tell the people how old you're turning so they have a frame of reference.
That's not their business. No, I'm kidding. I turned
23.
21.
We're lying.
Lie. Fake it so you make it.
Yeah.
Guys, I turned 27, which is crazy. And I'm sorry if you're older than me, but that feels old. I hate it when you are like, oh my God, I feel old. And then someone that's like 28 is like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, you shut the fuck up.
We're the same age.
Valid. I'm valid. So I do feel, I feel weird. I don't feel old, but like the age feels old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't feel old in my like to myself.
Yeah.
I'm in peak physical fitness right now.
You're in your prime.
Yeah. I feel great.
But I've been hearing that 30s are the next 20s and that like 30s is the decade that like people are finally financially free. They figured out who they are. They know their boundaries. Like I have heard this time and time again. They're like, your 20s suck. Don't let anyone tell you that your 20s are the best decade.
Well, you know when people said that about like high school? They're like, oh my God, high school is like the best time. Like people like used to say that. And then it was like college is the best time. And
yeah.
I think people are just like
justifying.
No, people are just going to stop being ageist at some point. They're like, life is fun until you die, hopefully.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, I turned 27 and what's that? Isn't there a Drake lyric about turning 27?
I know there's a Taylor Swift lyric about turning 23.
Whatever. I'm gonna bring that back. And I thought that by this time, life would like stop throwing me stupid challenges. Like I've done like what I needed to do Like I did the work.
I've done the work.
I've done the work.
I'm done doing the work. Thank you.
Why is the universe still giving me these lessons? It's because I needed to learn these lessons, and the lessons were learned. Universe, messages received. But this, and it's interesting because there were new lessons. Like like the whole Airbnb situation, like that was a whole thing that I had to overcome. But if I had to like really summarize everything that like happened this year, and like I was journaling about it and I was reflecting on it, dude, I was just proud. I was just really proud because me a few years ago would have just handled things a million times differently. And when I say proud, it's like not only how I handled it, but like how it didn't affect my like inner peace as much. Like, of course, like, the like little like heartbreaks that I experienced and stuff were like really difficult. And of course, those are just very like affect you emotionally a lot. But even, in those times, I was very like clear-headed almost, and like understanding that everything is happening for a reason and is happening for my higher self, essentially. Like if the universe is removing someone from my life and from my future, then it's clearly because there is something better for me. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And, even just as of late, the universe has shown me that is exactly what's happening. And even, like with the financial, issues and like with Airbnb and, that not panning out the way that I expected it, it's really only to make me a better businesswoman, a better entrepreneur, and, more savvy and more, thorough with, the things that I choose to do and the decisions that I make. So, although it was definitely like the most challenging year, I mean, it's challenging in the sense that I reflect on it and there was a lot of challenges, but I wouldn't say it was the most challenging spiritually, because I feel like I really have done the work, and like it was just like all of these challenges like went to show that like the work that I've done, I put into practice, and it didn't affect my inner spirit,
and it paid off.
Yeah. And it was dope. I saw this quote.
Love that for
that
you.
Ashley my cousin Ashley posted the other day. Let me see. I texted it to her and it was really good. Let me see if I can find it really quick. The quote was that I've worked so hard on bouncing back from challenges, and now I'm working on not having to bounce back from challenges. It's like I've already done the work. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to do the work to not even have to do the work. Yeah, you know what I mean? Does that even make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
I know it's kind of like an oxymoron. I'm not even using that word correctly, but you guys understand. So
it's, what's the word that I just said? Contradicting. Or not hypocritical. That was
hypocritical.
It's contradicting.
Contradicting is the word for word hypocrite. Do you know what I mean? Please tell me you guys understand what I just said. But yeah, so it's been a difficult year, but very rewarding. I'm very like proud of where I'm at, and even just like reflecting on the goals that I set for myself last year. And like looking back on it, I'm like exactly where I wanted to be. Like I'm living. And of course, like I'm not like, exactly where I want to be now, but like just reflecting, like I did everything that I wanted to do. And I'm just, it's hard to like, sometimes I'm not like super, I don't even pat myself on the back much, but even just like being in a house right now, like I wanted to be in a house for the last few years, like so bad. Like all I wanted was a house and a yard for Nugget. And I accomplished that. And like, I love being in a house, and it brings me so much joy, and being able to like play in the yard with Nugget, and even having like my little neighbors and like these little kids that come visit me and Nugget every day. Like it just brings me so much joy. And like, those are the things that I'm like really most proud of. And I'm really excited for this next year, because I feel like it's going to bring even more to us.
I love everything you said. I am so like happy and proud of you too.
Okay.
I know I probably don't even tell you enough, but I really am, because it's It's just everything you said. It's like I've witnessed it. I've seen the growth. I've seen the accountability. I've seen you do the work that's really fucking hard and really challenging. And it's just so dope. It's so dope. And that's why it's so important to create this space for you guys to reflect on your life and your habits and your decisions and your behavior. Like, it's so important, because if you're not sitting down and reflecting and keeping track, like, you don't know how far you've come because you're not looking, you know, like, how can you tell if you don't take a second to look behind and see like where you came from? Even you saying that like these situations you would have handled so differently, like even 3 years ago or 4 years ago, is so dope, because it's just like you put in the work and it's not for nothing. It's for something. It's to live a life with more joy and more ease.
Yeah. And the craziest part about it is that I didn't even realize until like like we were sitting down with like our hairdresser, and she's like, you know, what's been going on in your life? And I'm like telling her everything that's been going on in my life. And she's like, are you fucking okay? Like, are you actually okay? And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's hard, but like, I'm totally fine. And that was like, and like, even just like lately telling people, like, you know, just updating people in my life. Cause, you know, I'm very transparent. I'm not going to say that I'm like not dealing with the shit that I'm dealing with, and, you know, just explaining where I'm at, and people being like, oh, wow, that's like horrible. Like, that sucks. I'm so sorry. But that's just not even like my outlook. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, in theory, it does suck, but I know that this is happening for a greater reason. Like, and I feel like in reality, maybe the fuck it's not, you know what I mean? But like, I think if you have that mindset, like, literally nothing can stop you. Like, you just have to be delusional.
Yeah.
And like those TikToks that like, I'm sure that you guys have seen, and I know we've seen, it's like, just be delusional. And it's like, everything will work out in your favor. And it's like, honestly, so true, bestie.
Yeah, it is so true. And something can really suck on paper, but that doesn't mean it has to like, that has to be your reality. Like,
it doesn't. You don't have to identify with it.
Yeah. Like, you choose your narrative. You
really
choose your reality. You choose what you want to be true for you, you know? And this goes, we have to give credit to like the books that we've read, right? Like The Power of Now, and like, is everything okay in the present moment? Why are we worrying about the past or the future? Like,
and we like don't have to choose to victimize ourselves and identify with our traumas,
with these stories,
and with our challenges. Like, we don't have, and like there's also like two ways to go about it, right? Because some people claim they don't identify with these things, and then in turn have a chip on their shoulder about it. Like, this is what I've gone through, and this is how I came out on the other side. And like, although that's great because they are, you know, transforming their pain into power, they're still identifying with it. Like, I'm not,
that's still their narrative.
Yeah. And like,
of who they are, and what's happened to them.
Exactly. And I know that I am not these things that are happening to me, because like I mean, we're essentially, like, in my head, kind of how I run it is that it's like a simulation. Like, I don't have to choose. Don't get me wrong. Like, in reality and practice, like, there's things that need to be dealt with, but it's like, I don't have to let it affect my spirit and like my inner peace. Like, it's things like, I'm gonna sleep at night. You know what I mean? Like, things are gonna like pan out. Yeah. Because I believe that they're going to pan out.
Yeah. And I think even if it is like on the topic of being delusional, like, sure, maybe that's not the truth, right? Like, maybe things aren't working out and the universe isn't conspiring for us. But when you operate under that mindset and that frequency, and like, I don't want to get too woo-woo because I don't know how many of you guys are woo-woo, but it's like that the law of attraction is like the same, like, there's the same proof as the law of gravity. Like, it's literally a law of the universe. It's like backed by science. And when you operate on that higher frequency, that everything is working out in your favor, things are going to work out in your favor. When you see your life in you know, abundance versus scarcity, you're going to keep attracting like that abundance and that energy and that high level energy versus like operating in this space of everything I lack. You're just going to keep seeing the world, and you could be a millionaire and be set, and you're still going to see all the things that your life lacks.
Yeah. And a huge thing that like I reflected on in this past year is that like I have literally manifested everything that I want into my life. And when I say manifest, it's not even like I sit down and I burn a piece of paper under the full moon. You know what I mean? Like,
and then you howl.
Yeah. And then you bark at strangers. No, it's literally like just kind of setting my mental sight on, right? It's like I knew that I wanted a house. I knew I would be in a house, and I manifested a house for myself. Like I even like a few years ago, like when I wanted like the Tesla, I manifested that Tesla into my life. I had really had no business having that at the time, but I made it happen. And I know that the same is going to be true for everything. Like even like the LA apartment, even though it didn't pan out exactly how I wanted, I still have the LA apartment, which I feel like is a huge accomplishment for me because it's like something that I wanted for so long. I find so much joy in that space. And now I have a super aligned person in that apartment that's currently subletting it who has been such an angel. Like literally my stove and my oven stopped working over there for like 2 weeks, and she was so patient throughout the entire thing. Like I could have been stuck with such worse people in that space, and I know that she's someone that's like treating it as her own. And you know, like even things like that, like I could have been freaking the fuck out about the LA apartment and like how what am I gonna do and blah blah blah, but like I knew it was gonna work out because I don't have a reality in which it doesn't.
Slay. Yeah, it's true. And it kind of just boils down. Like, I feel like these aren't new concepts, right? Like you can read all about what we're saying and you can do research on it, but I feel like hearing it from people who are living it and experiencing it can be validating and inspiring. And I hope that's what you guys are getting from this conversation, because what it is like you're just putting it in your subconscious.
Like on the topic of manifestation and the things that I've manifested this year, guys, you guys know how much I wanted to be on The Bachelor. Oh, guys, I didn't even tell you guys. I manifested myself a Bachelor interview. And like I had this whole fucking interview with one of the producers. Did they call me back after I fucking submitted this long ass video? No, TBD, not the point.
TBD.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they will. But period. What? Like that shit was crazy. Yeah. Like literally I got a random call one day that I almost didn't even answer. And she's like, hi, it's blah, blah, blah from The Bachelor. I'm like, I literally almost threw up in my mouth. So yeah, you can manifest whatever you want in your life, besties.
Anything.
And I am on day, like I said earlier, day 37 of 75 hard, which has been honestly, guys, so transformative. And I don't know, it's also felt kind of weird because like I've definitely like not done things some days. Like I have hit every fucking workout. But there's been days that like I didn't read, or I like set my own things like that I wanted to meditate every day. So it's like, I also want to put a disclaimer that like I am doing it my way. And I kind of went into it with this, you know, understanding. And, but you know, aside from all of that, like being as consistent as I have, especially with like the physical aspects, it's just been so like transformative. Like it's been so crazy. Like I have never been so like fit in my life, like literally going to the gym and putting in like so much work. And I've gotten like way more comfortable in my gym and just like, you know, using the different machines and like taking up space there, which has felt really nice. And then going out and doing those second workouts every day and like being able to like take Nugget with me for a lot of them, and just being outside, and then adding these meditations, adding my the reading, and I also tend to journal at the same time, and even all of that has just been so like just nice, and I think it's made me enjoy life a little bit more.
Love that so much. And what you brought up about like there's, you know, a couple things that you haven't been doing here and there. Progress over perfection.
Yeah,
like and I don't think in any way that should ever be looked at as not doing it or a failure. And I know like the 75 hard, it's like, oh, if you don't do one thing, you need to start over.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's setting someone up for failure, and it's just might not be.
And I knew that wasn't sustainable for me.
Yeah, and it depends on the type of person you are. Like if you need that to keep you motivated, of course, like you have to figure out what's good for you and what works for you. But I also feel like that could deter people from wanting to start because it seems so scary and so strict. When really like as long as you're making progress, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I think there's this, you know, especially in our culture and society, there's this idea of perfectionism, and like that's something I've struggled with too. Just like people like to identify as perfectionists. They're like, oh, well, I'm a perfectionist. And we actually saw this a lot in the interviewing process. And I don't know. I think it's important to be detail oriented and say like, I pay attention to detail, but I don't think it's great to like be a self-proclaimed perfectionist, because like low key, if you are, that's kind of toxic. Like I've noticed it in myself. So maybe it's just like, instead of perfectionist, we say like progressionist. I'm a progressive. But yeah, I just feel like that mindset needs to shift, because that's like life. As long as you're doing your best and you're getting better and becoming a closer version of the best version of yourself, best version of yourself, that's all that matters. And like, you're doing great. Like that should be celebrated, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And it's been like really fucking annoying to like even say that I'm doing 75 hard, because it is my own version. And I went into this with the understanding that it was my own version, but just even calling it 75 hard, like for example, on my birthday. So one, of course I drank on my birthday. I said from the get-go, I was going to be drinking on my birthday. I'm not going to like not celebrate my life in the ways that feel good to me.
And she's also gonna not do 75 hard because she has her birthday coming up. And then that would be a lose.
Yeah. And then I knew like the day following the celebration that I'd probably be hurting. And I was like, if I can get my workouts in and do my shit, like I will. But if I can't, I'm not gonna beat myself up for it, because like I was celebrating my birthday and I felt like shit all day. Like I literally was hugging the toilet all day. So it's like, no, I didn't go work out. And that was the first day in the days that I had missed. So, and I picked up from like, I didn't like skip that day. Like I went back to like the day that I didn't like skip over that day, so I'm still doing 75 days.
75 days.
But regardless of that, I had like some people giving me shit. People like being like, you should start over. I'm like,
you should fuck off.
You should literally suck my dick. Like there's no fucking way.
Suck my ass.
And I literally physically can't, because I am doing the eggs in late November. So if you guys have been around from the get, I can't work out during that time. So
if you don't know what she's talking about, listen to, what episode is it?
It'll say eggs.
It'll say eggs
in the title.
It'll say the reality of egg donation, I think.
Yeah. So if you guys want to know about my process with that and the fact that I'm doing it again,
yay!
I'm doing it again in November. So regardless of that, but I mean, all that to say, like I have had some like really incredible takeaways from this process. And it's been really interesting, like pushing my body to these limits and just seeing how far I can take it. And I just started up with our meals again. Olivia and I do like these, what do you call it? Like meal preps?
Yeah, meal preps.
And guys, I'm about to get fucking swole. It's going to be ridiculous. So I have some takeaways from it that I do want to tell you guys. And at the end of it, I do plan on doing, not like for the podcast, but in general, I do want to do 75 takeaways from 75 hard. And one of the first ones I wrote was, working out in the rain can bridge the gap between your inner child and your current self. Aww, and I thought that was like, that was just like something that like came to me. And it was like so true, because like working out, it's like you're like playing in the rain, but like for adult. And it was like, it felt like such like a full circle moment.
Love that.
Progress isn't linear, although the idea of progress essentially is linear, but that isn't to say that like you're not gonna plateau some days or even feel shittier some days. It's just not necessarily linear. You will feel a lot better when you're not drinking. And that, coming from me, you better fucking believe it. Because these weekends that I've chosen not to drink, I have felt so much better. Like, don't get me wrong, like I miss I do have FOMO and like I miss going out with my friends, and I'm not going to go out and like torture myself because I simply do not have the discipline to not drink if all my friends are out. And they all know I'm doing 75 hard and they've been super respectful of it. But my mouth salivates at a tequila shot. So I simply can't. But just having my weekend and not having the day that I need to recover, and then like not having the anxiety has been a game changer. Like my mental health is truly so much better. Even this past weekend, like on Sunday and even a little bit of yesterday, Monday, I was anxious and I observed that in myself and I knew exactly what it was from. But just not even having to deal with that is such a game changer. So honestly, guys, I would recommend like limiting yourselves to like one drinking weekend a month, because doing that shit every weekend, like you're going to gain so much more power back, so much more time, so much more inner peace. Like it's unreal.
Love that.
A gallon of water is a lot. It's a fuck ton. Guys, I have not been hitting a gallon of water. It didn't, like, I did it for like the first few days and that shit did not feel good to me. I felt like I was drowning myself. I was waking up like twice a night to pee. I was like, no, literally fuck this. So I've been doing I have this like half gallon water bottle. So I do like 1.5 of those. So, and that feels like way better to me.
It also makes sense. Like, why would a 300-pound man need to drink a gallon of water, and also a 100-pound girl need to drink a gallon of water?
It's just not adding up.
Yeah, the math ain't mathin'.
Yeah, but I really do love the idea of being intentional about drinking more water. So definitely set a goal for yourselves, and if a gallon feels good to you, then run it. But yeah, it just was not sitting right with me. When you're feeling resistance towards something, it means you need to do it even more. I needed that reminder. A partner / friend will help keep you accountable in this process. I have a few friends that have been doing it with me, and plus like a lot of my followers have been doing it with me. If you're doing it with me, then fuck yeah, bestie. But that's been really like nice to help keep me accountable. If you cheat, the only person you're letting down is yourself. Make friends with people at the gym who will cheer you on, spot you, and encourage you, because it makes the gym so much better and such a like more positive and fun experience. And it'll also allow you to really push your boundaries. I've like hit so many more PRs in these past 2 weeks with like having people at the gym like pushing me even harder than I push myself. It's been like unreal. And then heartbreak is an excellent catalyst for change. Use it. So
that's that.
Yeah. And like, there's a reason that women have such an intense glow up after a relationship. And it's because you have this like, this edge, this fuel to like genuinely become the best version of yourself. And if you need that to kickstart you, run it. Yeah. And even like one of my good girlfriends, is doing 75 hard, and she's like going through a breakup, and, they've been like talking again, and it's just been so funny because she's like, I know I look so fucking good and the man looks like shit, and it is what it is. But
you just got dumped. Do 75 hard.
No, genuinely,
that's the pro tip.
Like, do it. It's gonna be and it keeps you busy. It like keeps your mind
in
off
a healthy
of other
way. It distracts you in a very healthy way.
Yeah, and even like adding the things like the meditation and like the journaling, like add those to it, because if you're, you know, it's like mind, body, spirit. Take care of all of them and you're going to be good. You're going to be set.
Love. Yeah. So fun. So inspiring.
Yeah.
I'm considering a 75 soft.
I think you should. I
am considering it. So I'm holding space for that and seeing what comes up.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as this next year goes, I think it's going to be really interesting because Olivia and I have high expectations for this next year for us, and specifically this course.
And especially because we think after this course, we think this is the first course of many. And, you know, not that I ever wanted to be like a course person, but also if it resonates, then we should lean into it. And it has totally been resonating with us. And it kind of makes sense because I feel like we can't be influencers our whole lives, you know, like this just might be our next evolution as, you know, co-founders of a creative digital agency and and educators. At the end of the day, like, it makes sense. We've been educating on this podcast for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's so aligned for us to take that to the next level. It doesn't feel random. I don't have any imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
It feels so right. And it doesn't feel salesy, and it doesn't feel like a sellout. Like, it just feels right, honestly.
It really does.
Like, people have come to us for years.
Not to mention, people have been telling us to do a course for years. We've had endless amounts of people like approach us and say, hey, we think that you could sell a course, like you know, partner with us and we'll help develop how to be an influencer or whatever the fuck it is, right? And we've always been like, no, that is not for us. Like, that doesn't resonate with us. But like, finally doing it on our own terms and even doing it with Anna has been just so...
Anna's our assistant, by the way.
Anna's our assistant that we're producing the course with. It's just honestly felt so aligned, and it just, you know...
Feels so good. It feels so right. You know that song?
No, I have no idea how.
Feels so good.
Oh my God. But it really does. It feels so good. It feels so right. It feels so aligned.
And even everything going on at Mood right now feels so good too. Like, we just implemented a new all-in-one platform, like solution platform called Dipsato, and it's streamlined our entire internal process for onboarding clients.
And it's made us like get paid quicker from clients. Like, clients have been paying same day
of. Unheard of.
Guys, that hasn't happened in the history of Mood.
We just waited like damn near 6 months for our payment.
Yeah.
Like a big payment. Yeah. And I feel like we're really just putting ourselves in such a great place to just have a lot of business, honestly. Like, we've automated a system where we can take on a higher amount of clients. And I feel like we're just like putting ourselves in alignment with where we want to be with the agency. We just onboarded a new intern. So we have a team of 7, including us, which is awesome and so fun. And it's just great to be able to like kind of mentor these girls who are like in college, and it feels great.
We finally were able to offer a paid position to one of our interns who has been with us for 6 months. And our internships in the past have been 3-month-long internships. And at the conclusion of her 3-month internship, we were like, hey, we're not in the position to pay you right now. You can either choose to continue your internship, which, you know, if you want to, that's totally fine. But if not, and if you're looking for something that's paid, we totally understand. We just, you know, can't provide that to you at this time. And she was like, I love working here so much that I would like love to continue my internship. And we were like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So now that she's been with us 6 months, we onboarded a new client that she is going to be helping us spearhead. And that just felt so good.
Yeah. And it's really fun watching people evolve and like watching them learn and getting to know them, and kind of just like watching them like sprout and thrive and learn new things about this space has been really fulfilling. If you want to be an intern at Mood, you can always email us, connect@moodtheagency.com. We're looking for help like pretty often, you know, every few months, depending on what our workload looks like. We are looking for help. So, and it's honestly just a great way to learn and get your foot in the door in the social media space.
Yeah, and Stephanie was a listener, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how she found the internship, which is so fun. Hi, Stephanie, if you're listening.
She was a brother.
Yeah, it's been so rewarding. And honestly, just like seeing that everyone like loves working for us is just like so like just fills my cup so much, because this was like a company culture that we aspired to have for so long. And like, I just feel like we really do have that. And we have such a great like communication with everyone. And like, no one feels like scared to bring things up to us. And yeah, it just feels good.
Yeah. It's not to say we have everything figured out and, you know, everything is perfect, because we definitely,
I told them during the meeting the other day, I was like, if you guys forget a deadline, I'm going to scream.
Like, that's what she said. I was like,
I'm like, company culture. But I'm also like, God. Okay. But to be fair, this was something that I told them a million times.
We should do a whole other episode on like just
roasting our employees.
No.
Okay.
Being bosses. And like finding that balance between like fun and approachable, but also laying down the law. And
yeah, guys, it's so hard.
It is. That's we'll save it for an episode because we could talk about that for like forever. But it's good. Honestly, I think what we need to do is read some leadership books. Like, you know, we're following our intuition about it and just doing our best and doing what we think is fair and right. But
it only takes you so far.
I think we need to read some books. So if you have any good leadership books, recommendations, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Send them on our way, slide in our DMs. Also, a general PSA, if you guys want to slide into our DMs for literally anything, like, we absolutely love hearing from you guys. It makes our day. It could be something so stupid or something not so stupid. Like, we just love hearing from you. So don't be afraid. We don't bite. We absolutely love it. We send it to each other. We send it to our whiskey and water team. And we're like, oh my God, look.
Oh my God, yes. We like, it genuinely makes our day.
Yeah. So reach out, say hi to us, and we'll be besties. And I think that wraps us up on this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed and found some good inspiration, some good takeaways.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope you guys liked hearing about my struggles for the past year. But send me some good wishes for this next year. Send us some positive vibes, because
27's the year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year.
I know it's going to be a good year. I feel so good about it.
I do too. And
like, manifesting abundance, joy, health, laughter, travel, opportunities, resources, love.
I think, I really do. I really do think it's going to be, I'm manifest, you know, actually, I'm going to read out like what I wrote down.
Yeah, put it out into the ether.
And guys, genuinely, if you have not joined Olivia's journal club and that is something that is calling to you, is resonating with you, definitely just join. I don't do it every day, and I should, because it's, it definitely just makes me feel so much better when I do. And it takes literally 5 minutes. But even being in the group is such a nice reminder, because sometimes I'll have like 5 or 10 minutes and then I'll get a notification from someone that just finished theirs. And I'm like, okay, wait, I can knock that out really quick and it's going to make me feel so much better.
Yay.
But actually, so I'm going to read yesterday's because I was in a coffee shop and I was doing it. And it's the first prompt is, today I'm grateful for. You're going to laugh at the first one. It's being able to afford our cleaner.
No, oh my God, yeah, she's obsessed.
Jess
is in love with our cleaning lady.
I'm just in love with having my house clean. Like,
it's such a game changer.
And like, she just kills it. Like, she just puts shit away. Like, she's like a second mom. And she's just like so sweet. And she just comes in, like, she'll do whatever she like wants to do. Like, she moves furniture.
She does like
around.
what she thinks needs to be done.
Yeah.
And it's so nice that she like takes that initiative.
Yeah. Like, dude, she like moved my van. Like, I built this new vanity to like do my makeup at, and it was in the living room. She moved it into my office, moved everything against the wall. Without asking. Moved everything against the wall.
Does what needs to be done.
Pushed it up against the wall and was like, yeah, this is where that needs to go.
Does laundry.
Yeah. But I'm really grateful to be able to even afford that luxury, because it's something that affects my mental health so much. And on those busy weeks, we're running in and out of our house and just throwing shit everywhere.
Bags, unpacking bags, packing new bags, like
getting new product.
My house becomes messier because I'm constantly packing shoot bags of clothes.
Exactly.
Like, that's pulling shit out, coming home, leaving it for a few days. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's like the worst part. But that's main thing. I was great. And I actually wrote that like while she was cleaning my place. I was at a coffee shop. I said coffee and silly little drinks. That's the second thing I'm grateful for.
Silly little drink.
Because I just love me a beveragino. I just love a silly little drink. Like, I love a smoothie. I love grabbing coffee. I love Celsius. Like, I love having a second drink with me. Like, it just brings, and like,
good for morale.
So good for morale.
Yeah.
And I love doing that. I wrote down vintage clothing. I am grateful for vintage clothing.
I love it.
It brings me so much joy.
I love it.
I said that I was grateful for the podcast and just like, like having this space to have these conversations and being 3 years deep and like,
crazy.
It's our audio journal essentially,
our
like
diary.
It's our diary. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, again, we're late on today, but every Monday for the past, don't get me wrong, we did take off a season, but we're not talking about that. I'm grateful for endless possibilities. That's really, on being delusional. Like, there's so much possibility. And I was grateful for a warm home.
Yeah.
I could show myself love. The second prompt is I can show myself love by meditating, nourishing my body, journaling, and giving myself grace. And then what I was manifesting was peace, joy, patience, deep love, inspiration, money, and play. I want to play more in this next year. I just want to, really reconnect with my inner child and be silly and laugh. And then I am proud of myself for communicating when it's hard, doing 75 hard, journaling, taking care of things that are on the back burner and not letting them fester like I really have in the past. Like I paid 2 parking tickets yesterday.
That is big, you guys. That is huge. You don't understand.
That's huge.
Jess would let her parking tickets rack up to the point where they would put a freaking thing on her tire.
They would tow my car.
They would tow her car. They'd put what's it called?
Boot.
They'd put a boot on her car. Like this is huge. You know what? You should reflect on like what the mental block is with paying parking tickets. Like maybe in a past life, like I don't know.
It's always a past life.
Like what is there's a block there. There's a mental block.
It's spending money on shit I don't want to spend money on. Also making my house a home.
Yes.
Just things that I was proud of myself for.
Love that.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to join, it's on WhatsApp. DM me and I'll send you the link to join. And it's a good time. I'm going to start thinking about the prompts for November. And yeah, it's good. I love having a little community.
Yeah. And everyone is so supportive in there. It's so sweet.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm so excited to film Monday's episode. We're so excited to tell you guys.
Round of applause.
She's shaking her legs.
We're so excited. I'm clapping my ass.
Not much was moving. But we're so excited to tell you guys. You sitting down. She's offended. Again, so excited to tell you guys about this course and what we are putting together. And I actually wrote down while we were talking about this, we should have like a whiskey and water specific code
for the brothers.
Yeah.
Love that.
Because I think that you guys would find so much value in it. And
a few already reached out and they were like, add me to the email list. Yeah, if you guys want to be added to the email list, also send us a DM because you will get you will be the first ones, first dibs for exclusive discounts that we have and any updates that we have. So definitely give us your emails.
Yeah, and we're going to be filming all next week and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so Monday is the official day that we're like announcing what the course is and we'll be dropping the podcast episode talking all about it. And then also on our socials and launching the Instagram page for the course. So Monday, stay tuned.
So excited.
Yeah, we love you guys so much with all of our hearts. Know that you are valid and you are worthy and you are beautiful. And we hope you have a kick-ass rest of the week.
We love you guys so much and we will see you in a couple days.
Bye.